I'm Leslie Ann at leslieann.com. That's LeslieAnne.com. I'm going to take the glasses off because of the glare. I have a holistic health practice here in Greater San Diego area, and I'm experienced in 15 years of private practice. And I've seen a lot and I've heard a lot. And my specialty is, well, I'm a naturally born medical intuitive. And that doesn't make me a doctor. I don't diagnose, treat, or prescribe. Let's get that out there right away. And also I'm educated in nutrition and herbalism and supplementation and body-mind, many more, energy work has developed into my own type of energy work that I do now. But I had this thought today about our Indigo children, and we call you children, but really most of you are young adults, have children of your own, whether you're, your early 20s through your early 50s, actually. So some of us are indigos, and that means you're of your third eye, high vibrational, already very in tuned and intuitive. You don't use this language, you just are that. But a lot of you have been diagnosed with ADD, ADHD, and Asperger's disease, and any learning disability, or any situation where they say you can't stay still. I'm not a doctor, don't diagnose, treat, or prescribe, but what I'm noticing now is that if you've been on medications, Adderall, Concerta, inhalers, also, what's the other one? I think I said most of the ones that I know of, but what I've noticed is that most of you guys now are developing IBS or some sort of autoimmune disease, and a lot of it has to do with your digestive tract, and it seems as though what I've been hearing is a lot of constipation, and bowel movements are kind of embarrassing to talk about, but here's the thing, you got to move it out, only because if it stays in the body, it backs up. And when it backs up, it's like, if you're going to create an organic garden, you want mulch, and then you save your banana peels and your coffee grounds and all that stuff, and it ferments. Well, the same thing with food that doesn't get to eliminate, stays in the body, and then it just kind of backs up into the system and creates a leaky gut syndrome. But on top of this, even MDs have acknowledged that they call this series of issues, it's called the vampire fungus. Get on YouTube. What I like about it is that they actually are MDs that feel like they have to come forth and share this information because they feel like it's the right thing for them to do to create balance of karma in this lifetime as MDs. And the studies come out of MIT, and also, of course, it's going to leave me now because I'm filming. But one of our prestigious schools, medical school, Harvard school, has done studies, 300 studies on young adults and adults, period, that have been on prescription drugs, and what they're finding is incredible. So for those of you who feel you have to have an MD tell you something about alternative stuff before you can believe in an alternative methods, look, people, really, back in the indigenous days, herbalisms and plant plants were all they had. They did not have MDs, and they had what you call a curanderos or a shaman or an herbalist or whatever, an alchemist, because those people they were high ranked in indigenous tribes. They were high ranked intuitive healers. They needed them. Their tribes relied on them to help them with their human form that was getting sick. And so, and then they would concoct, a tea, or maybe a tincture, or maybe something that you had to chew. But then we're talking a long time ago, because I'm sure there's nobody out there in the U.S. Well, okay, wait, all right. If some of you come from the other countries and you come here and you've had that, then yes, you've had your experience. But most Western American people have not had that experience. They actually fear herbs because they interact, not all, but they had found findings that, may interact with their pharmaceuticals. And I'm not about to tell you guys to get off your medications. What I'm saying is, watch the video Vampire Fungus on YouTube and listen to it for yourself. Have your family sit down and listen to it as well, because you could also have parents and grandparents who are having certain symptoms in their bodies, and then you'll have all the information you need to know about the vampire fungus. I don't know why I keep calling it a virus. But anyway, where do I come in? I'm the integrative healer with the background in herbs and supplementation and nutrition. So if you need my services in order to help you get your train back on the tracks and all of this moving and eliminating properly, then that's a good time to set up an appointment. You can reach me at 760-845-6643. I am dedicated to being in service and helping people find other modalities to heal. However, being a healer, I can't want your healing more for you. I must stay neutral, and it is up to you to be diligent and do your part as well. Because I have found in my past where I've cared more than the client and realized that I was empathing their symptoms for them. Here's an example. I empath somebody's bladder infection, and at that point, that cranberry action wasn't enough. I don't drink cranberry juice because unless you can find unfiltered and you can get it down without like puckering up too much, then that's great. But we're not talking ocean spray, because that's a ton of sugar and that's what you need to avoid for bladder infections. So I ended up having to take a medication for it, an antibiotic. And the interesting thing is when I took it, she got well. So, memory to myself that I can't care more than you. I am just merely an educated conduit in guiding you into your healings. So, with that said, if you have any questions about you how do you know that you're indigo? Well, here's a really quick concept. Okay, if you're one that's been put on medication because you're too hyper, you're indigo. If you've been put on medication because you're ADD and you're too slow, you're indigo. If you put on medication because you're unique and you're autistic, you're indigo. I say that because, and this is great, did it show up on my screen? because what you are as being indigo is that you have this greater purpose to bringing our earth and our US of A into balance. You guys don't believe in the same government. You believe in sustainable living. You believe in being in community. You believe in everybody has to pull their own weight. And some of you indigos have gotten a little lost because you know you have inner talents, but you just don't know how to bring them out. And then there's some floundering going on, and then it's really hard to find momentum in your life. So then you find yourself probably couch surfing on, you know, and maybe starting school and maybe quitting school and maybe going back to the parents' house, but it's not working out. And so you just, if you want to know, also give me a call or Facebook message me. It's Leslieanne at leslieanne.com. That's LESLIEANE.com, 760-845-6643. Make it a beautiful day.